Hi, it's Jessica Sporn with a how-to video. This time, how to make quick background papers. I want my papers to be subtle, so they're very usable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 4 pages here. This is white cardstock, and I picked some stencils that have all over patterns, and I'm using white gesso to pounce through onto the papers. And I'm kind of mixing and matching my stencils, not really a lot of rhyme and reason here because I know eventually these papers are going to get pretty cut up and punched out, etc. I used a toilet paper roll to stamp one of them, and then I'm going to try to make them in distinct color ways. So this first one I am going to use some yellows, oranges, and pinks to make a warm paper, and you can see that as the paint is drying, the gessoed stencil design is coming through, and I can push that. I can make the contrast even more by taking a baby wipe and wiping off the paint. The paint really soaked into the parts of the cardstock that did not have gesso on them, and the gesso created a resist and makes it easy to scrub off the paint. And I can keep working with this until I get the contrast that I'd like. And it's a really nice, quick, and easy way to do a kind of tone-on-tone, subtle background page. And I can create an ombre effect by having different colors of paint that are close to each other on the color wheel, and then using my baby wipe to blend them together. So this was a pretty easy way to go from blue to green to a green yellow. And I love the sort of magical feel of it as the paint dries, and you can really see this in the fast forward here, that as the paint dries, the background, the stenciled part of the background really comes through. So another nice variation is to cover your paper with paint, do your scrubbing to make the gessoed areas come through a lot, and then take a different stencil and do some over stenciling. Here's where you could really use a complementary color, but I'm sticking with the warms here. But I'm going to take my cosmetic sponge and a completely different stencil design and cover this page. And then to add more interest, I'm taking a part of a stamp. So this is a stamp of a face with a very fanciful headdress, and I don't want the face part, I just want the headdress. So I'm only inking up that portion of the design, and as I stamp it, I'm creating a pattern with the headdress. And I just really like how that strip came out, and it was a complete hack of that stamp. I'm going to do the same thing with this peacock stamp. Both of these stamps are my designs from Rubber Moon, and I'm only going to use the bottom of the tail. I don't want the head of the peacock here, I just want the tail pattern. So what I'm doing is only inking up that portion of the stamp, and this way I can press the whole thing down, and I don't get the imprint of the head of the peacock, I just get the swirly design that's part of the tail. So look at your stamps this way. You don't always have to use the entire image. So here are 2 art journal pages that I made using these fanciful papers. They're great. It's great to have a stash of them around. I hope this video gave you some ideas, and I appreciate your watching. Thanks.